So we're moving back into working on 3D, working on this model again, and what I'm going to be doing now is, sorry about the couple of seconds there, my mic needs time to warm up. What I'm going to do now is start working on the actual deployment system itself. So at the moment we have this big piece at the bottom here, and I think I want to bring this down a bit, but at the same time it will create these rather useful kind of benches on the inside. So press F4 and go here and here, wipe that out. Now over here, just ignore what we're saying about benches, actually I'm just going to do it this way. Just drag these down until they're level with here. Now select here and here and just click bridge, and here and click bridge. Next, grab my vert and do that, and just click weld, just to make sure that it closes it all up okay. I'm going to cap this piece and cap this piece. There we go. And that now makes our inside of this the actual right shape, because originally it wasn't. Okay, starting to get somewhere. Huzzah. Now we're going to have to start making the door, and the original door I made actually I'm going to ignore pretty much. So I'm just going to grab these and ring them, as you see. And now that I've done that, I want to do a connect. And I'm going to take my connect here and I'm going to just slide it all the way down to here. Reason being, this is going to create for me a lip for my actual door that I am going to create. See that? Now if I go here and select my polygon, all the way around like that. As I say, I'm not interested in the inside at the moment. Okay, now I'm going to make a clone of that. So if I just grab my little move on the Y, just do that, makes it easy. Clone to object. Yeah. Blast door. Okay, now let's grab our rear blast door. If we can, press H in fact, so I'm getting fed up with trying to grab it now. Select it all, Control A, and flip. And this flips our normals. And now if I go over here, I can start capping it. So I select this one and cap, and this one and cap. There we are, and this selects, this has made our initial blast door. Now, if I isolate this selection for a bit, and it says warning isolated mode here, I'll move that down there, I can now start on making this a workable shape. Now the first thing I've got to do is cut across here at the bottom. So, I'm going to use my cut tool. There to there. And now as you see we don't have this weird shape going on. I'll do it again at the back as well. Okay. Now inner and outer chamfering needs to take place. So this one first, I'm just going to chamfer by quite a degree out there. And then for these chamfers I'm going to create a small chamfer like that, just so it catches the light properly. Now go around the other side. That part shouldn't have been selected, so I'll just undo this. Nice big chamfer, and then a little chamfer. And at the back, turn off lock, which I accidentally put on. Control select by vert, and then a big chamfer. Make sure we don't get any overlaps, and a little chamfer like so. Okay, so that gives us our basic blast door shape. Now we need to start putting some exciting additional shapes into it. Ooh, bet you can't wait. So over here, I'm going to get this bit and inset it. Like so. And what I'm looking for is kind of 4 big shapes I can use to inset. So, as you can see, it's pretty much divided itself up into 4 shapes anyway. I'm just going to narrow this piece in a little, like that, just kind of over-exaggerate that shape a bit. Now then, down here at the bottom, because I want to break this into 4 pieces, I'm going to do it this way. I select these 2 lines and do 3 connects with a 0 pinch, otherwise it will go the wrong way. Click OK. Now I can do a cut from here up to here. Now this one's nice and straight, so I don't particularly need to bother about that one. This one, however, won't be. I'll have to straighten that one out myself, and neither will this one be. Okay, go to front and zoom. Now it's quite easy to line these up. I'll just do it in the max viewport and wait until the line stops being all jaggy. There we are. Though of course if you've got anti-aliasing on, then you're stuffed. No, just use your eye. It's nice and easy. There we go. That gives us that shape there. Next, select these parts. What was I doing again? Oh, yeah. Select these ones first, do an insert. Not too much of an insert there, just do a little one. Apply, and then do it for these ones. Now, go around and remove verts and polys we don't want. Like that. Oops, do it the wrong way round there. That's showing you why you should be careful not to do it the wrong way round. There we are. So that leaves us just these pieces here. Now, yeah. Select these ones again. And the way we can do these is either have them going in or have them going out. I'm going to have them going out. About that much. Click OK. Then grow. Control select by edge. And now I can chamfer them. And I might just double chamfer these actually, because it will look nicer. Raise the polygon count exponentially, but that's not the point. There you go. See? Lovely. Now at the bottom down here, this is where I'm going to put my attachments that actually lower and raise the door. So I'm going to be not putting a lot down there around. Get exit isolation mode. And just zoom in on the back, and there you can see now that the blast door actually looks like it should. Sides here, we can't have anything sticking out on the sides, but we can have bits kind of going in if we want, and it helps us to break up the shape a bit. So I'm just going to choose this bit and maybe inset it. Got to be careful because that top piece there. So what I'll do is go to edge mode and select these, and just do a connect, and then slide these the other way like that, and then I'll get a nice clean access to it. I mean, I don't have to do these, but you know, just adding additional details and mucking about with the model. I'm sure you can pretty much do this in your sleep by now if you've been following along. We'll be doing a lot of repetitive work, but that's how you learn. so stop complaining. A little bit of a larger chamfer on that one. Click OK and zoom out. Lovely. And you notice how that kind of breaks up our shape for us too, yeah? I mean, we can have bits in there if we want, or we can just use a texture map to make it look more interesting. Don't have anything sticking out though, because it's going to affect the way the door drops down out of place. Okay, same over here. What can we do over here for some exciting things? Same again, I suppose. Quick connect. Changing the pinch value again, or slide value rather. Inset, extrude, grow, there we are, and again another chamfer. Okay, and zoom back. So that's looking quite nice, and I'm getting pleased with that. So next thing I need to look at is actually opening and closing this thing, because we do have to do that now and again. So over here, what I'm going to do is build a kind of rounded mechanism that goes on here. It's the most simple kind of mechanism you can get, really. So start with a cylinder. I'm just going to drag it out like so, and then turn it 90 degrees. Angle snap still on, fortunately. There we go. Now obviously I'm not just going to leave it like that, because that would be lazy and tantamount to just stupidity. Also there's a lot we can do with this that will make it a lot more interesting for us. So zoom in on this, and I'm going to move this point just down to there. I'm going to adjust my radius just a little bit like that, just to get the kind of shape I'm looking for, yeah? There we go. Now what I'm going to do is convert to editable poly, and you'll notice this just becomes like one unit. And I'm going to take these bits, just here, and Control I, get rid of those bits. Now then just do an edge to edge bridge here, just to close the shape up, and here. Okay, now I can just cap it off. Like that. Okay, now this obviously is going to sink into here when it opens, and we don't have any mechanism for that yet, so we may as well build that pretty much straight off. So click here and here, and here and here, and I'm going to do a connect. Like so, and I'm going to make my slide 0. Okay, now I'm going to chamfer this, so before I do that, just break out of that one and move this over the top of my chamfer. Like that. Now back to the chamfers again. Like so. Okay, drop back in perspective and zoom. So now we've got these two excellent looking shapes here. Go straight across here. You see, we don't want a complicated mechanism on the back, because the idea is that this is a drop ship and we don't want the logs to be damaged, we want them to get out. And it's a suicide drop pod, so it doesn't matter if they get back in here. So a connect, and just slide it down. Okay. And now we've got these nice bits here and here that I could extrude in. Okay, now I'm going to select this piece here, just isolate selection again. And at the back here we're going to bring these down, there and there. Actually, before we do, let's keep undoing that minute. We're still in isolation mode, so we're good. What I need to do is just create a kind of border here. Okay, and I'm just going to do a connect here, and just slide that right up to there. Okay, we just need the little lip here. Now we're just going to take these two pieces here and extrude them in again, there and there. And you notice now we have the lip, which is what we didn't have before. We're not worried about the inside detail on this. Chamfering isn't important in the slightest, simply because we're not going to see the inside unless the door falls off. And we're not going to have the door falling off, or at least not in my animation. If you want to do some internal bits on here though, go nuts. No one is going to stop you. Unless you're doing it at work and you're supposed to be doing something important, in which case you might be stopped. Okay, chamfer. That, and then exit isolation mode. So you can see now how that's kind of fitting in. Whoops, a daisy. Now we need to do our weld points on this again. So, whoops, if I select this, select, and gonna kind of connect those together. I mean, cut them down the middle, using the connect. So I'm just gonna grab here and here. Turn it around. I'm just using zoom, by the way, which is why I flick back to it, if you're wondering. And just click connect. Now, if I just use a cut, there we are, and that works fine. Okay, now, the reason I've done that is because I want to create a weld point. At least a cut here around the top edge here. Remember, I was doing these earlier. So if I create a shape from selection, linear, press H and go to my shape that I've created here, and increase the thickness just a little bit like that. Okay, and on the underside, there and there. Control I, and then delete the back half. Now, if I select this and I attach that piece to it, I'm going to do some smoothing on it. I mean chamfering, sorry. So what I'm going to do is, obviously following these welds down as well, take, oops, just attached too many things together there. Take this edge and this edge, and just do a loop. Doesn't want to do a loop, so I'll just have to do it manually. But I don't mind. There we go. Now you see this bit at the end here where there's an out. Fortunately it's going to be that visible, so I'm not bothered about it. And also by having nothing there means it's not going to jam up through the model when I actually open the door, which is an added bonus. Okay, now I'm going to chamfer those. That there. And then to there. Okay, that gives me this nice smooth shape here. and for these middle parts, I need to drag a cylinder part out from here, just being careful not to go over. And just to kind of hook that into position there. Just drag that across so it's in here. Oops, a daisy. Forgot I wasn't in perspective there. Okay. Bring this across. And convert to poly as F3. Now what I'm going to do with these end pieces is just chamfer them. Control select by edge, just like so. 3. Now I can attach this piece to here, pull back. I'm going to select this one, attach that one as well, and then for those I'm going to attach this. This means now that if I go over here to do a standard rotate, you can bring the rear door down, like that. See? Bizarre. Okay, so that's added a lot of nice detail there. Now I've got this flat piece at the back here which isn't really doing much, so what I can do is just insert it and connect here and here. Got this bit here and just do a little bit of a compress like so. Now then, selecting there and there, I'm going to do another connect. Ooh, messy. There and there. Like so. And now I'm going to just flatten these using this method here. I'm sure you remember the one, don't you? And just bring them in. There we are. And another connect, just straight across the middle there, just the one. Not worried about those two there, so I'll just go straight to here. And I can do an extrude. Row, select by, get rid of that, and then a nice chamfer. Okay, and that gives us this piece, unhide all, and I'll get rid of this rear bit here that we're not using. And so you can see now how we've started building up the detail on our model to get to this stage here, where we actually have the rear part more or less done, and you can see that it slides in, and it's got a place to slide into. Obviously we can't have it sliding too much, otherwise it'll buckle through the floor. Okay, so we're going to call this bit a go, and we'll get on with the next one. See you in the next bit.